Start learning Power Query. We're going to do this in baby steps so you don't become overwhelmed quickly. Let's say you get a file every day from someone, could be a vendor, could be the bank download, could be anything that has data that you have to manipulate every day. Every day you sit down with your coffee, you've got to import the file, then you've got to change this column to that column, you got to change the data types, you've got to summarize it, you got to break it apart, but now you're just realizing you're wasting time. Power Query is a mechanism to record all of these steps. So all you have to do is just click on a button and done. That's what we're going to demonstrate here. What we're going to do is do the basics. I'm going to give you some pointers on how to baby step into it so you don't become overwhelmed. And then you're going to start picking up speed. And once you do that, you're going to be able to start maneuvering data faster than anybody else in your company. So let's just say every day you get a download from a bank and you've got to separate it to 3 different bank accounts because that's how it comes. It comes with one flat file. It's a CSV file, and you've got to be able to manipulate it so that it fits your financial model. What do? Very straightforward. You go to data. This section here is the importation portion of Power Query. Power Query is already in Excel. You don't need to go buy it. You don't need to go to File Options, Add In. It's already there. All you got to do is say, hey, go get my data, and you can get different data. You can go from Excel workbooks, you can do text CSV, you can do PDFs. I have a video on my channel for this one. You can go to databases. You can go SQL Server, Microsoft Access. You got other sources. Look at this, is really cool from the web. If you have a currency translation that you have to do daily and you got to go to the web, look up the Canadian exchange rate and copy and paste it, no longer. You put the URL in and it's going to pull in everything on that web page, and you have to select which table you're going to want. And once you do that, you're done. Just hit refresh and it automatically updates it. That's the power of Power Query. So in our situation, we know we have a file out there. I download this file from the bank every day, and I always put it into this folder called bank data. And when I open it up, I got text files, I got CSV files. What you're going to do is you're going to go back here. We're going to go to the folder, and here it is. Bank data, that's the folder I want. You're just pointing it to where the files are at. You're going to say open. Now it's going to go to Power Query a little bit, not quite. You're still in Excel with a top level of Power Query looking at you here. And you're going to say, yeah, just that's what I want. Just give me all the files. You download it. There's the 2 files. At this point, most people stop because they're like, I am totally confused. I need the data. I don't even know where it's at. But again, baby steps. So let me show you. And here is going to be your results. Over here is where your queries are at. This is one query right now. We created this query by pulling in this data. Over here, you can rename it if you want. But this is the best part. You got applied steps off to the right here. It's going to record everything you do. And that's the power of Power Query. Because when you get all these steps set up correctly, the way you need them to have done so that you got your financial reporting ready to go, all you do is hit refresh and it executes every one of these steps. That's why it's so important. Now, we want the most recent file because like tomorrow, you're going to get a new data feed. You're going to put it in that folder. And now you're going to have 3 files here, but you only want the latest one. You can go date modified or date created, or one of these is always going to be consistent enough that you could go to filters and you say, give me the latest. And there it is. And you're done. Now, where's the data? It's right here. I don't know why they do this, but it's going to say combine files. It's going to add, you see it added a step, and there's my data. So it's looking to eliminate it by comma. We don't have comma, we got less than sign. I'm just going to say, okay, it's going to do this crazy thing where the transform the file from bank data. If I click on the actual query, that's all I want. I don't care about this other stuff, but you need to have it because this is the language that goes to the folder, pulls in the right file, but it's recorded over here. It filtered to the latest. It's going to filter the hidden files, remove the other columns, and then you can expand here by clicking on this, or they already did it for you. One of the nuances it always comes with is it always tries to predict what kind of data type each column has. It does that in Excel, it does that in Access, it does that in SQL. So we've got more steps to do, so we're going to get rid of it for right now. Now we don't need this column, so you hit delete, and look what it did. It recorded that. So you don't have to worry about that showing up. Now let's just say, because you're new at this, you can go back and forth to your results. The way to do that is you just go here and say close and load, click on it. It goes back to Excel, and it just dumps it into a table. And if you go to table design, look what it's called, bank data. So here you go, here's the data. It's close to what you want, but you still got to do some more work on it. So what you can do is go to the bank data query. You can either go to data and queries. It turns on and off the query and connections. You can right click here. You can edit. This is the query we're working on with all the steps. What do? First thing is we need to split the columns right here, split column by delimiter. It's going to pick it up automatically. A lot of the stuff is very intuitive. Hit OK, done. You can see here, it's got the first row is the headers. You want them to be at the top as a header. You don't want this to be in your data section. So first of all, we just got to get rid of this change type again. And you can go to transform and just say, click on use header row and moved it up. Done. Here's the promote headers. That's the step you're on. You can go back here and you can see that the next step was to delete, but you already have that there. See, it's gone. You can follow it step by step and start getting more and more comfortable with it. Now, each column has functionality built into it if you right click on top of it, and it gives you all these choices. The other part of the column is it tries to predict the data type. All you do is click on it and it gives you all these data types. I'm going to put this as currency, home, close, and look what you got. Now, up here equals subtotal, click on there. And I'm going to bold it. There we go. I don't know why it doesn't pull the currency in. So sometimes I still have to do this. But once you do it once, it's done. If you save it, this is what you're going to get. Now, when you download tomorrow's file and you just dump it into this subfolder, all you got to do is hit data and refresh all. It automatically goes out there, grabs a file, populates it. I just saved so many steps. I'm done. I'm saving time. Let's say what I really could use are these 3 tabs broken out. Then what we'll do is go back to Power Query by right-clicking and going to edit. And here's the data. We need this for all 3 bank accounts. If you go here, you can see all filters. So you can do this guy, and now you're there. See, if I go all the way down, that's all it has. But you've got to be able to organize it so you can understand it. What I would do is just get rid of this step. All 3 are still there. What you do is you go to this query here, right-click, and duplicate it 3 times. Again, duplicate. But now we're going to rename it to this. So I'm going to copy. I'm going to come over here, Control A, Control V, enter. It renamed the query. And now all I have to do is just click this and click here, and it's going to automatically add the filter, and that's done. Let's go to this guy. Same thing. Let's go down to this guy. That's what we need. We're going to copy that. You go up to here, say Control A, Control V, enter. Now we're going to filter that guy out. Okay, added this step. There it is. And finally, the last guy. We can just do this first and then bring in that number over here. Control A, Control V, enter. Now watch what happens when you close and load. It brought in the queries over here. It's populating it. It's splitting it into your tabs. It's got the right formats. It's got the right bank account number. You're ready to go. Now, when I download that file, not only is it going to import that file and manipulate the way I want, but it's going to give me the 3 tabs every day. And that's it. Now you can move this into your financial model so much faster. Saves you time. That's the power of Power Query.